Yo, it's your boy Marcus, aka Just One Marcus on the Just One channel. It is time. It has happened. The first big trade of this season with the Mavericks acquiring Kyrie Irving from the Brooklyn Nets to pair with Luka Doncic. So 2K hasn't updated the game yet in their NBA Today, and I had to do the trade manually, and the game doesn't have the 2029 pick available yet. So once we get to that point, I am just going to trade the Nets the 2029 first for maybe like a second round pick back. The full trade though, if you didn't know, Kyrie Irving, Markieff Morris from the Nets to the Mavericks for Spencer Dinwiddie, who's going back to his old team, Dorian Finney-Smith, the 2027 second round pick, and the 2029 first and second round picks from the Mavericks. But yeah, here's what the lineup is looking like. I kind of just put the guys in that I want and had 2K just come up with the minutes. So Luka at the 1 with 38, Kyrie at the 2 with 38, Tim Hardaway Jr. at the 3 with 31, but we're going to talk about him soon. Josh Green has to step up now in that starting 4 spot with 31 a night. Christian Wood, who's actually having a low-key very good season, 18 points, 8 boards, 2 assists, a block a night, shooting pretty efficiently. We'll start at the 5 with 34. Dwight Powell coming off the bench as a 6-man with 26. Reggie Bullock getting 23. Maxi Kleber getting 19. And I am running an 8-man rotation for now. So I know the Mavericks are thinking about trying to move Tim Hardaway Jr. and where is he? The Davis Bertans, who aren't really playing. Well, Davis Bertans not really playing for them. Tim Hardaway Jr. is a very streaky guy. So they want to try to include their last pick that they can trade and get a solid role guy back to put around Kyrie and Luka. So right now, I'm literally gonna sim like 2 games here, and I'm gonna look to do a trade like that when we don't do CPU trades here, as this is gonna be a realistic style rebuild. So yeah, we sim through these 2 games and they're 2 L's. We're gonna stop here though and look to upgrade the roster even more, as I think the Mavericks will do that in real life. And unless they make a huge blockbuster trade again, which I don't think they have the assets to, I'm not going to make another Mavericks rebuild at the trade deadline after they make a couple little more moves. The first trade I was looking into was THJ, Davis Bertans, that 2027 first and a second for John Isaac, who is supposed to be coming back soon for the Magic. And then Terrence Ross, who's kind of a vet now, who they don't really need with their young squad right now. They should want to give their young guys the most minutes they can so they can develop. They already have like 1, 2, 3 potential like small forward, power forward guys younger than John Isaac that they probably want to look into progressing more. And even then, they can bring back Mo Bamba as well, who could play the even power forward spot even. And if I'm John Isaac, I don't know if I want to be on a team where they're going to value those young guys to get the big minutes over me, especially since he only has 1 year on his deal with a team option. So he would immediately come here and probably start at the 3 or 4 spot on a contending team, and that could raise his trade value for 2 years from now, or his free agency value for 2 years from now if he wants to sign an even bigger contract if he's playing well. Then Terrence Ross on a 1-year deal is just a more efficient player than Tim Hardaway Jr. As you can see, Tim Hardaway Jr. is shooting terrible from the field, not the best from 3, and Terrence Ross can bring in a little bit more veteran leadership and consistency. They would have to take on 2 bad contracts for a couple years here, but for the next 2 years, I don't even see the Magic being a solidified playoff team, as in like 6 or higher. They're probably going to be around like 7 to 10 for at least the next 2 to 3 years. So they probably shouldn't even really care about this, as they already have their young guys locked up here for multiple years in Wagner, Banchero, Markel, they still have on 2 years. Wendell Carter, they have locked up for 4 years. And then I'd imagine Cole Anthony probably wouldn't get the biggest contract. So yeah, I actually, after saying all that, think it is a really good trade for both sides. The Mavericks get a future asset back, which you never know what's going to happen with Kyrie in the free agency this year, if they're going to be able to re-sign him. Even Christian Wood is in trade talks because they don't know if... Well, they haven't had good extension negotiations for his contract. So the Mavericks are scared. The same thing that happened with Brunson, where he just left in free agency, is going to happen and they get nothing back for him. But I honestly think Christian Wood would go back to the Mavericks, as I don't see him as a guy many teams would give a lot of money to. So yeah, at the trade deadline now, this is the last move we're going to do. Tim Hardaway Jr., Davis Bertans, that 2027 first unprotected, and a second for John Isaac and Terrence Ross from the Magic. And do they even agree to it? Okay, they have a count. They want to give me RJ Hampton. I feel like that's not the most realistic move, so I'm going to see. Okay, I have no other picks I can give them, so. Oh wait, they just agreed to it. So they didn't even need RJ Hampton. We do the trade with the Magic at the deadline a couple days from now. I just realized actually I traded them another first round pick, so I'm gonna trade for that back with a second and then just do that RJ Hampton Theo Pinson swap. All right, so as you can see here, I tried doing a couple things to make it work so I could get that second first round pick back, but I wasn't able to. But you're not even supposed to be able to trade back-to-back first round picks, and I have that rule on in the game, so I don't know why it allowed me to do that. So yeah, I'm just gonna leave it like that. We kind of took the L getting rid of another first, but yeah, hopefully John Isaac works out. So here's what our updated 9-man lineup is gonna look like for the rest of the year. Doncic at the 1, Kyrie at the 2, Isaac starting at the 3, with Josh Green and Wood still at the starting 4 and 5. Then Dwight Powell 6-man, T. Ross 7th man, Bullock 8th man, and Maxi Kleber as the 9th man. That is all we can do for this season. Let's sim to the end and hope it works out. Season is about to wrap. The Kyrie experiment did not go well so far. We're 40 and 41 with 1 game left against the Spurs, and we win. So we go 500 with Luka and Kyrie, Jokic MVP, Paulo Rookie of the Year, Mathurin 6-man, Giannis Depoy, Şengün Most Improved, and Joe Mazzulla Coach of the Year. Luka is on All NBA First Team. Do we get Kyrie on All NBA Team 2? We do not. And we actually get Luka All Defensive First as well. And I don't think we'd have anyone else anywhere here, and we do not. So our record was only good enough for a 9 seed. I would be shocked if we don't even make it into the playoffs. Stats on this first year: Luka 33 points, 9 rebounds, and almost 10 assists, shooting 50, 39, 77. Kyrie, we got to look at his split stats here before the All-Star and since the All-Star. So his points come up a bit, his rebounds go down, his assists come up a bit. And what about his efficiency? His efficiency goes up. He actually ends up being a true 50, 40, 90 scorer, so that's good to see. Christian Wood ends up about 17.5 points, 8.5 boards, 1.5 assists with 1 block, 51, 38, 72. T. Ross, we got to look at his split stats too before All-Star and since All-Star. So he comes in, puts up about 2 more points, same other stats there, and his shooting got way better. 45 from the field, 44 from 3, 83 from the line, so we'll take that. Josh Green had a solid year, 9 points, 3 boards, 2 assists with 1 true steal a night, shooting 50, 34, 70. John Isaac, we're not even gonna look at his split stats because he hasn't really played this year, but 8 points, 5 boards, steal and a half, not shooting efficiently, which isn't too good. Dwight Powell played all right, 7 points, 4 boards, 60 from the field is good, but 32 from 3 is not. Reggie Bullock, also atrocious from the field, but his 3-point percentage is pretty solid. Maxi Kleber actually played really well when he came back. 6 points, 3 boards, shooting 47 from the field and 40 from 3. And then that was all the guys we played this year. So here we go. Game 1 against Sacramento. We have to win this game. They still have the same roster pretty much. We obviously made some changes though. I feel like we have more of star power to win this series. So hopefully that's how it works out. I'm going to simulate this one with Simcast because we literally have to win it. Luka, man, this game loves Luka. If that doesn't get us out of here, I'll be shocked. And it's really back and forth, even going into the 4th, but it looks like we're kind of pulling away with it. And yeah, we do. So now we have to win another playing game though against a tough matchup, the Clippers. But to my memory, I'm pretty sure Luka owns the Clippers. So they also have some good star power though with Paul George and Kawhi. The rest of their lineup does not look good. And we have a guy in Christian Wood who's solid, who kind of gives us the upper edge. We're going to simulate this one with Simcast 2 to hope that it works out for us, as it's really back and forth starting it off. Still go back and forth going into halftime. It looks like LA is kind of pulling away with it. Can we make a comeback? We can. We're deep into the 4th and it's still close. They're up 6 with 2.5 minutes left. And oh my God, it goes to OT. I missed that. Okay, 1-point game. 1-point game with 60 seconds left. I haven't done this in a while, but I'm going to jump in and see what happens. All right, like I said, 1 minute left. Clippers are up 1 point. Ball gets inbounded to Luka. Let's see what he can do. Can he cook? Right now he's cooking. He kicks it to the corner to Kyrie. Kyrie bricks it. He has a late release on that. So clutch Kyrie cannot come up with a big bucket. They need to stop here with Reggie Jackson dribbling the ball. Kyrie guarding him. They're trying to find Kawhi. They get it to Kawhi. Kawhi is being guarded by Luka, and Zubac on the cut makes it a 3-point game with 35 seconds to go. They need a 3 here or a 2, and then a nice foul. Luka dribbling around, gets through, I don't know who that is, holding the ball in the post, kicks it out to Christian Wood, who's trying to get by Zubac, and he bricks it. So that looks like it's going to be it. They foul Kawhi, and Kawhi is a very efficient shooter. First free throw up, it is good. That looks like it's it. If they make a comeback, I'll cut back here, but if they don't, I'll just cut to the end. So yeah, the Mavericks ended up losing that game. John Wall, who they're looking at like not even playing anymore, ended up going off for them. Same with PG with a double-double. Kawhi almost had a triple-double. Luka, 48, 14, and 15. We got this guy some help in Kyrie, and he shoots 7 for 22, 3 for 11 in that last playing game. John Isaac went crazy though. He had a great game. 19 points, 12 boards, a steal, 2 blocks, 8 for 16, 3 for 8. With how wide open the West is this year, I could honestly see it happening where there's 2 really good teams in the play-in and one of them just doesn't get in. Happens to be us this year, as Jokic is the West MVP and Tatum is your East MVP, and the 2023 champions are the Celtics with Jaylen Brown as your Finals MVP. So the Knicks actually ended up with my first round pick this year. I forgot what trade that was from. I think the Tim Hardaway Jr. trade. So yeah, we're not gonna have a pick this year, and the Knicks actually get in the lottery with our pick. So team player options, we are gonna accept John Isaac. He had a really good game in that play-in there. Josh Green obviously coming back. Reggie Bullock, 32 years old for 10 mil. I'd rather try to get a better guy in free agency, so we're going to decline him. So free agency time. Kyrie, like everyone knows, is going to be a free agent. He has 10 offers. 1 real offer from the Jazz, 4 years for 186 mil. I have to beat that to get Kyrie back. So yeah, I'm going to give Kyrie a 4-year deal, Bird, starting at 43.37 mil, ending at 53.78 when he's 35 years old. Hopefully he likes it better than the Jazz. And it actually looks like he might take the Jazz over me, which I will be completely pissed about. Okay, wait. Oh my God, he's going to take it. Oh my. Is anyone surprised? This guy left playing with Luka to join the Utah Jazz, and we offered him the same amount of years and more money, and he still took the Jazz deal. I can't even say I'm shocked, but low-key I'm shocked. Yeah, man, he's not even here. Like, they literally just like swiped him out from underneath us and took him away. So we're just gonna try to get Christian Wood back here on a team-friendly deal, starting at 21 mil, ending at around 17.8 when he's 31 years old. And Christian Wood leaves to go back to the Pistons. Wow. What you've all just witnessed here is something that very well could happen to the Mavericks now for trading for Kyrie. They lose him in free agency this upcoming year, and then because they couldn't re-sign Christian Wood to an extension that he wanted, and they probably don't want to pay him too much money, they lose him in free agency as well, and now they're stuck with Luka and a bunch of 70 overalls. Okay, I'm gonna bring Andre Drummond in for 1 year for $10 million. Then I'm gonna bring Jordan Clarkson in on a 1-year $16 million deal. Both of them agreed, so here's what I'm thinking. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 guys that I can run this year. With Clarkson and Drummond on 1-year deals, maybe they'll just play their butts off to try to get a bigger deal after this year. Same with John Isaac. He's on the last year of his deal, so he's going to want to play his butt off to try to get a bigger contract. So I'm thinking maybe these guys could be a sneaky play-in team and then maybe get a playoff push for this year. And then next year's off season, I'm going to have to try to sign a star, or else Luka is not going to be happy. So yeah, player progression. Some of our guys actually go down, like Jordan Clarkson expected. JaVale McGee falls off a lot more than I thought he would. And Maxi Kleber at 31 goes down to a 72, which I'm kind of surprised about because he actually had a good year last year. That is going to be it for this offseason though. The worst that could happen happened. It could happen to the Mavericks in real life. This is a realistic rebuild, but we're just doing what happens in this 2K universe here. So realistically, this is what ends up happening to them in this 2K universe. Let's sim to the second season and try to salvage this team again with Luka. So here's the second year lineup. Luka at the 1, Clarkson at the 2, Isaac at the 3, Josh Green at the 4, and Drummond at the starting 5 with McGee as a 6-man, Hardy 7th man, Kleba 8th man, and that is the whole lineup, just 8 guys. Hopefully Hardy can really progress this year and be a solid guy for us in the next year or two. Same with Josh Green. So because we don't really have a number 2 guy, I'm gonna up Jordan Clarkson's shot tendency to like an 85 and John Isaac to an 80. Then we're gonna bring Josh Green up to like a 70 as well. And Jaden Hardy is going to be my scorer off the bench, and I'll get him at like 65. Let's sim this second year now. There's not really any trades that I can do with the assets that I have, so we're probably simming to the end and hoping that we actually make it in. Second season is about to wrap. The team is 39-42, which honestly I guess makes sense with Luka being here, making us almost 500. 1 game left against the Hornets, and we win. So 40-42. Luka gets MVP with a team that's probably like in the play-in, not even like a solidified playoff team. So we'll take it. Wemby Rookie of the Year, Amen Thompson 6th man, Giannis Depoy, Garland Most Improved, and JB Bickerstaff Coach of the Year. Luka obviously on All-NBA first team. Do we see Kyrie on an All-NBA team anywhere? I hope not. And yeah, we do not see him there. We get Luka on All Defensive First still. We also get John Isaac on All Defensive First, so that's huge. And then that should be all of the guys there, and we would not have any rookies. So we're actually an 8th seed this time. That's actually big, because that means we just have to win 1 game out of 2 to get into a solidified playoff spot. You saw Luka's stats on the year. Clarkson, did he come up big for us? He put up 18 points a night with 4 assists, shooting much more efficiently than last year from 3 at least, so we'll take it. Josh Green has a huge year, 17 points, 3 boards, 1 assist, a steal and a half, and shoots way better, well, at least from 3 than last year. John Isaac doesn't really have a very good efficient year, which is not that surprising, but he gives us 2 steals and 2 blocks. Jaden Hardy has a terrible efficiency year, puts up a decent amount of points though. Andre Drummond came in, played pretty solid, put up a bunch of boards, gave me a steal a night and almost a block, shot decent. JaVale off the bench, yeah, we're going to be moving on from him. He gave me a block though, which is really good. Maxi Kleba, his field goal percentage falls off a cliff, but he still is kind of a decent 3-point shooter, so we'll take it. And that was all the guys. Honestly, after looking over those stats, I think Luka does deserve MVP, because I don't see how there's a way this team even made it as an 8th seed. But yeah, let's look at the Trailblazers here. They have pretty much the same squad, except they have Porzingis at the 5 now instead of Nurkic. So Porzingis revenge series here. I do not feel confident about it. Simulate through game and we lose. So now we have to go against either the Grizzlies or the Pelicans. And we have to verse the Grizzlies, who are going to have a very high overall Ja Morant. Yeah, 96 Ja, 87 Bane, 90 Triple J, and then Brook Lopez and Zaire Williams. Luka has to go off here, simulate through game, and we lose. So 2 years in a row, can't even get into a playoff spot after the Kyrie trade. Honestly, I think Mark Cuban and the Mavericks front office is crazy for including a 2029 first. Because let's say this happens in real life and Luka gives you like 2 or 3 years to figure it out before he requests out. Or he's going to be a free agent before 2029. So he can just leave if he wants to, as the Celtics go back to back. So yeah, I definitely think including that 2029 pick was a huge mistake, as I'm sure most other people also agree with. Draft lottery, we would not have anything here, and actually we have our pick here, so we have the 13th overall pick here. We'll take that. We can probably pick up a decent guy there or use it as an asset. Jason Kidd's contract is up, and obviously his experiment here has not worked, so I'm going to see if I can bring in Billy Donovan for like 10 mil a year. He agrees to that. I couldn't find any trades that seemed worth it for the 13th pick, and the Mavericks probably need the prospects at this point in case Luka leaves, so we're going to look to see who the best available guy is here. All right, there's a lot of solid guys here in Kwame Evans, Mookie Cook, Bronny James, Scotty Middleton, Elijah Fisher, Javonte Taylor. I probably was thinking about going for Bronny James, but Luka's going to be my point guard. Like, he deserves to run that spot. So I think I'm going to go for Kwame Evans here, who's 18 years old too and could progress even more. So yeah, we're taking Kwame Evans with the 13th pick. Here's what the top 7 ended up looking like, if any of you want to stop and take a look. And Kwame Evans does come in as a 75, so he can immediately be plugged into our lineup. John Isaac actually has another team option, and I think I'm going to decline it and try to get him back for less money because he's just so bad offensively, and I'm going to accept Jaden Hardy's option. Josh Green is going to get the qualifying. So yeah, so far this year, we have everyone off the books. We have 108 38 mil in our luxury tax room, so we could probably bring in like 2 max guys, and this looks like a pretty loaded free agency class. So off rip, I'm gonna go for AD. Obviously his experiment with LeBron did not work out, and he doesn't even have an offer from the Lakers, so I don't think it's unrealistic to give him a contract offer. So yeah, I'm gonna offer him the most I can, 48.62 mil for 4 years with a player option on it, backloaded, ending at around 55 when he's 35 years old, actually around 56 mil. And I'm going to give him a no trade clause. The Celtics have won like back-to-back champions, so I'm not going to go for Jaylen Brown because I don't think that's realistic. So our next best option would be Sabonis, Siakam, or Kawhi. And I think I'm going to throw Sabonis and Kawhi offers, but not Siakam. So because Sabonis has no offers right now, I'm going to try to get him on a bit of a cheaper deal. So 37.5 mil backloaded for 3 years until he's 31, ending at around 41.25. And because Kawhi also has no real offers, I'm going to try to get him on a 3-year deal with a team option front loaded because he's a bit on the older side. So 40 mil when he's in his first year, and then going down to 36 when he's 36 years old. So do we get anyone or all three? It looks like we would get Sabonis and Kawhi, but not Anthony Davis. And I'd actually have to renounce Josh Green, which I'm not willing to do. So I'm going to trade Maxi Kleber, who has an $11 million deal, to the Bucks for 2 seconds, and they could use him as kind of a stretch 4 guy around Giannis. And they agree. So yeah, this is still huge. Bringing in 2 elite guys like Sabonis and Kawhi. Kawhi will probably regress soon though, but it should be okay around Luka. And yeah, AD goes to the Raptors, so that's pretty surprising. But we should get both of these guys here if we're able to, and we do. And right as that happens, AD is back in free agency, and he's getting an extension from the Lakers, so that's kind of disappointing. Before we fill in the spots, I'm gonna bring Josh Green back on a 5-year deal, Bird, starting at 14 mil and ending at around 18. He agrees to that. I can actually bring Jordan Clarkson back too, so I'm gonna bring him back on a 1-year deal again, because I feel like he'll probably start regressing too much if I give him more deals attached or more years attached. He agrees to that. Then I just need a backup center here, and I wouldn't mind giving Wenyen Gabriel a chance for 2 years on a flat deal to see if he can kind of progress with us at, let's say, 4 mil, and he agrees. So again, we're gonna run with a really tight 8-man lineup, but I really like how this one looks a lot more, as Kawhi already falls off a cliff, which I wasn't expecting him to go down that much. So does Jordan Clarkson, but we do have kind of a new big 2 here in Doncic and Sabonis, and guys progressing like Hardy and Green, and then Kwame Evans will be progressing as well. So let's sim to this 3rd year, and hopefully it's enough to actually get into a playoff spot again. Here's what our new look lineup is looking like. Doncic the 1, Clarkson at the 2 just like last year, but Kawhi at the 3, Josh Green at the 4, Sabonis at the 5, with Hardy as a 6th man now, Wenyen Gabriel 7th man, and Kwame Evans the rookie as the 8th man. We have a 4-star balance system with Billy Donovan, so we'll just run with that. And I really feel like this will be a year where we can push to compete again, but it doesn't start off too well. I am shocked, to say the least. This team is 1 game under 500 to end this season. I really thought with picking up Sabonis and Kawhi, they would be at least around like 45, 50 wins, but they're 40 and 41, 1 game left against the Blazers. And they go 500 again. LaMelo MVP, Xavier Booker Rookie of the Year, Amen Thompson 6th man, Giannis Depoy, Scoot Henderson Most Improved, and Mark Daigneault Coach of the Year. We obviously get Luka on All-NBA first team. Do we get any other guys here? We get Sabonis on All-NBA third, so that's nice to see. So 2 All-NBA guys with Luka as all defensive first, but we do not get Kawhi all defensive second. And then we get Kwame Evans on an all-rookie team. Our record is only good enough for the 10 seed though. Having 2 All-NBA guys, I'm shocked our record was not better, especially with Luka here putting up 29, 11, and 12, a steal, a block, shooting 50, 40, 85. Sabonis had a huge year, 20 points, 11 boards, 7 assists, almost a steal, with shooting 50, 35, 70. Kawhi came in and played better than he did last year, 14 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists, a steal and a half, shooting 44, 37. Josh Green had kind of a down year shooting wise, but he's still giving us almost 2 steals a night, so he's really solid defensively. Jordan Clarkson didn't have a good year. He is getting on the older side though, so that is understandable. Jaden Hardy though has a huge step up season, goes from 30% from 3 to almost 38, puts up double digit points off the bench, 4 boards, 4 assists. Kwame Evans in his rookie year played great, double-digit points, 4 boards, 2 assists, shoots pretty efficiently. And Wenyen Gabriel honestly didn't have that bad of a year, all things considered. Like he actually shot pretty well and played pretty decent defensively, giving us a block a night. So yeah, like I said, I'm shocked this team was a 10 seed, a worse seed than we were last year, as we have to go against Steph and the Warriors, who have pretty much the same lineup, but now they have Wiseman in that starting 5 spot. I feel like our team is better all around. Let's hope it's enough. We literally have to win this game or we don't get through, and we win it. So now we have Memphis again in the second game, and I feel like our lineup is much better this year, but they improved too. They have Jaw 97, Bane 88, JJJ 90, and now they have an 82 Thomas Bryant. I forgot who they had last time. Let's hope we have enough to beat them this time. Sim through game. Dude, 3 years we can't get into the play-in. I'm gonna sim 1 more year, and if we can't get it, or we can't get in the playoffs, if we don't make it in, I think it's time to trade Luka. I think in real life at that point he would request a trade, as the Cavs win the finals this year with Donovan Mitchell as your finals MVP. So I actually have my first round pick again this year at 13, and we can probably pick up a solid guy there. I didn't forget though, we can finally trade this 2029 first and 2029 second to the Nets for that Kyrie trade, which obviously did not work out for this, as you've noticed by watching this video. And we're going to take a 2029 second back just to kind of make the value work, and they obviously agree. I cannot trade this 13th pick because it was involved in a previous trade, so I just have to get the best guy here. So I'm kind of torn here. I could go for Trenton Flowers, who has all NBA potential, but he's not the best 3-point scorer, or I could go for a big to progress with in the future in Basala Bagayoka, who's a 7-footer, has good post defense, decent rebounding, great inside scorer, and he has Hall of Fame potential as well. I have Jaden Hardy, who's playing solid now though, and I don't really have a young center who can progress in the future, and Basala is going 1 in some people's projections, so I am going to take Basala with the 13th pick. Here's what the top 7 of this draft looked like, which is the 2025 draft, I believe. And then we get Basala at a 76, so solid. And then I also picked up this guy, Jaleel Duncan, in the 2nd round, who can potentially progress for me. I am going to need a backup power forward, so I'm going to see if I can bring in Kenrich Williams on a 3-year flat deal for around $6 million. He agrees to that. Then I am going to bring Clarkson back for 1 more year for $12 million, and he agrees to that. Then I'm going to re-sign Jaden Hardy on a 5-year Bird deal starting at $14 million and ending at $18.5, and he agrees. So that is going to be it for this 2025 free agency. Like I said, this is our last year to get back into a competitive team with Luka, as Kawhi is falling off a cliff, but I still feel like all these young guys here and role guys can work well together. So let's sim to this 2025-26 season and hope to make a push again to the playoffs. Here's what our 4th year lineup is looking like. Same starting 1 and 2, and Kawhi there at the 3 again, Josh Green at the 4, Sabonis at the 5. Kwame Evans 6th man now though, with Jaden Hardy 7th man, Kenrich Williams 8th man. Gonna be my power forward coming off the bench to stretch the floor and hopefully knock down some threes for us, and then Basala Bagayoka as the 9th man backup center. Luka has this year and next left on his deal. Like I said though, if it doesn't work out this year, I am gonna look for a Luka trade, because I feel like in real life at that point he would just ask out and they would have their hands tied. I think that is going to be it for Luka's time in Dallas. We are 36-45, 1 game left and we lose, so 36-46. I really don't care about these awards right now. If you want to stop and look at any of them, you can. Luka is still an all-NBA first guy. We don't have any other guys there though. Luka's still an all-defensive guy. We don't have any other guys there. We do get Basala on an all-rookie team though. We actually make it as a 10 seed, so maybe we'll be lucky this time and make it into a playoff run. Luka's still putting up great numbers. Like, he's obviously not the problem. He's just insanely good. Just the guys around him can't make it work. Sabonis has a really good year as well. 18 points, 10 boards, 7 assists, shooting even more efficiently than last year. Kwame Evans has another solid year, 13 points, 6 boards, of true steal a night, still shooting efficiently. Josh Green has a great season, 13 points, 3 rebounds, 1 assist, steal and a half, 47-38 from 3. Jordan Clarkson actually has a good season too, 13 points, 2 boards, 4 assists, shooting pretty efficiently. Kawhi though has a stinker, 12 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists, a steal a night, shooting 42 from the field, 30 from 3. He was definitely the problem. Jaden Hardy was another part of the problem, only less than 10 points actually, and falls off a cliff in his efficiency, especially from 3. Basala played great though, 8 points, 4 boards, 2 assists, almost a steal and a block, shooting 49-37. Then Kenrich Williams was also a very low pickup for this team. So yeah, I'd be shocked if we make it in here. Is Kyrie still on Utah, or did he leave them too? He's actually still there, so he decided to stay in Utah for all this time, but didn't want to compete with Luka on the Mavericks. So they have Amen Thompson, 85, 89 Kyrie, 80 Lonnie Walker, 83 Vanderbilt, and 85 Walker Kessler. Do we have enough to beat them? We do. So we get to the second play-in game again. Can we finally make it out? Portland has a 78 Bronny James, 87 Shaedon Sharp, 77 Isaiah Evans, 84 Bobby Portis, and Nurkic back at the starting 5. I feel like we have obviously more star power to get over the top. Let's simulate through the game. Can we finally make it through? Oh my god, dude, this game, I have Luka Doncic, and they're not getting me out of a play-in game, going against a bunch of young guys who don't have experience in the league. LaMelo, East MVP. Josh Giddey on the Kings now is your West MVP, and the champions of 2026, I believe, are the Hornets in 7, with LaMelo as your Finals MVP. So yeah, the Magic actually get my pick from that John Isaac trade, which ended up being a disaster, even though he was solid defensively for a couple years there, but that's a big L. Like I said though, Luka has 1 year left. We haven't even been able to get out of the play-in the past 3 years. I don't even have a trade offer for him, so I'm gonna have to try to manually put them one together. I am declining Kawhi's player option, or team option. Obviously he's been terrible, and I'm gonna pick up obviously Kwame Evans and Jaleel. So here's the big package I'm gonna try to do. Luka Doncic, Jaden Hardy for Tyrese Maxey, Clint Capella, and a 2029 unprotected first from Philly. They still have Embiid and Harden with John Collins over there as well, so they could plug Luka into there as a starting point guard or even small forward. They also have Spencer Dinwiddie, which is a solid guy who has experience with Luka as well. So this could be a 76ers final push to win now move with Embiid before he gets too old or potentially also wants to ask out. So we'll see if they agree to this. They do. So we trade Luka Doncic. I probably could have got more first round picks, honestly, but I feel like that was somewhat realistic, to the 76ers for Tyrese Maxey, Clint Capella, and a first. In free agency, I'm going to pick up De'Anthony Melton on a 3-year flat deal. So for 5 years until he's 31 years old. He agrees to that. I'm going to keep cap hold Kawhi though, in case I do decide to bring him back on a cheaper deal. Then I'm going to try to bring Kawhi back on a 1-year $25 million deal for one last time to see if he can salvage whatever he has left to help us compete. He agrees to that. And for one last time, I'm bringing Jordan Clarkson to probably be a bench guy for me for a $10.5 million deal for 1 more year till he's 35 years old. So player progression. We are past the Luka era. I am shocked that it had to come to this. Low key though, in real life, it could actually happen, as we have Maxey going up. Same with Kwame Evans, Jalen Green, and Basala. And unfortunately though, Sabonis goes down 1, Kawhi goes down 3, Melton goes down 1, Clarkson down 2. Kenrich's not going to play for me, but Jaleel Duncan goes up 3. So let's sim to this 2026-27 season, which is now the 5th year of this rebuild, I believe, and hope this new regime or this new era of Mavs basketball can be more successful than the last one. Here's what the new look Mavericks lineup is looking like. Maxey at the 1, Melton at the 2, Kwame Evans starting 3, Sabonis starting 4 now, with Basala coming into that starting 5 spot, Capella 6th man, Josh Green 7th man, Kawhi 8th man, Jordan Clarkson 9th man. I'm actually going to swap that out and give Jaleel Duncan some run, because Jordan Clarkson only has a 1-year deal and I want Jaleel to progress with me now. So yeah, that is what our lineup looks like. Can this new era of Tyrese Maxey's team be better than Luka's? Let's find out. So we are at the trade deadline. We're above a 500 team, 31-24, but I want to see if I can make one more move to give us a bit better of a chance to be a solidified playoff team. So I'm going to look around for that. Okay, the Lakers are a buying team, but they're 9th in the conference, and they have De'Aaron Fox and D'Lo, which just doesn't really make sense to me. It also says there in their status, if we want D'Angelo Russell, this team seems willing to trade him. So I'm going to try to trade the Lakers Kawhi, who is having a very bad season for me, but actually his overall stays the same if he's a backup shooting guard, I guess because of his age. So he still plays decent defense. His per 36, if you gave it to him, he puts up almost 2 steals a night. And their shooting guard spot right now, if you see here, has an 81 overall and a 74. So he could even come off the bench to make them even deeper to compete right now. They'd also get a future pick of mine in case that doesn't work out. And my team has been all over the place, as you can see in the past couple of years. So they could think maybe this pick will turn into something. And they also get Kenrich Williams, who is a pretty good 3-point shooter. If they really want him to, they could see if he can stretch the floor for them off the bench. Then I could plug D'Lo into being my main guy off the bench to run the offense. So I feel like this trade is pretty realistic and it should work out. Let's see if the Lakers agree. And they actually have a counter offer. They want Austin Rivers and a second. They'll give me Frank Jackson. I'm okay with that. So we're doing this trade with the Lakers at the deadline. So here's the new lineup rotation I put together to make all the minutes work. Maxey at the 1 with 37, Melton at the 2 with 27, Kwame starting 3 with 31, Sabonis 35, and Basala at the starting 5 with 29. Then D'Lo 6-man getting 32 a night, Clint Capella 19, Josh Green 15, and Jaleel Duncan getting 15 as well to round off the 9-man rotation. I think that trade makes this a lot better. Let's hope that it works out for us. I accidentally skipped through the last games though. Wemby is your MVP this year. Marcus Johnson is Rookie of the Year. Scotty Middleton 6-man. Wemby Depoy. Bronny James most improved on the Blazers, so maybe I should have drafted him. Jack Vaughn Coach of the Year. Here's your All-NBA first team, so none of our guys. All-NBA second team with Luka on there, unfortunately. And All-NBA third looking like this. Here's All-Defensive first team, All-Defensive second team, none of our guys either. And I don't know if we had a rookie. I actually don't remember if we did or not. We're the 7th seed though. This is the highest we've been this whole video. Stats on the year, Maxey comes in and plays really well. 25 points, 3 boards, 5 assists, 1 steal a night, shooting 53, 47, 88. So huge from him. Kwame Evans steps up big time, goes from 13 points to 18, 7 boards, 3 assists, 1 steal, shooting 48, 40, 90. So he should have maybe had most improved. Sabonis still playing pretty well as a big, but his 3-point percentage falls off a cliff, which is not good. Basala Bagioka has another improving year, 14.7 boards, a steal and a half, and almost 2 blocks as a starting center with 4 assists as well. Don't mean to mention that. D'Lo off the bench. We got to look at his split stats here before All-Star and since All-Star. So his numbers go, his points go up, his rebounds go up, and his assists go up. So that is huge. His efficiency kind of came down though, which is not the best. Josh Green has another solid season for the past 2 years. He's pretty much been doing the same thing for us. DeAnthony Melton played like trash, so he is definitely the guy that had our team not get to its full potential here. Clint Capella played really solid as a backup big for me, 7 points, 9 boards, 1 block. And Jaleel Duncan actually had a great rookie year, 6 points, 2 boards, 3 assists, but shot 44 from the field and 44 from 3. So for the playoffs, I'm actually gonna have 2K come up with this lineup for me, which I kind of like better. D'Lo at the 1, Maxey at the 2, Kwame at the 3, Sabonis at the 4, Capella starting 5 with Basala Bagioka 6th man, Josh Green 7th man, and Jaleel Duncan 8th man. So I'm getting Melton completely out of the rotation because he was playing so bad. I feel like having the vets should help us as we go against a really tough squad in the Lakers, who have 89 De'Aaron Fox, 93 Jaylen Brown, and 91 AD. We get 2 chances at this though, simulate through game, and we win. So the Mavericks, oh my god, I pressed simulate playoffs by accident. The Mavericks are finally in the playoffs after like 4 years from that Kyrie Irving trade, which just did not work out at all. And we lost Christian Wood, and then we had to try to retool it with Luka again, which didn't work out. Then we had to trade Luka, and now we're finally on the path back to competing. So who does Sacramento have on this team as they're up 2-1 against us? 90 overall Isaiah Collier, 95 Giddey, 88 Whitmore, 86 Keegan Murray, and they got 90 Chet. So this is like the OKC Kings now, who have Josh Giddey and Chet for some reason. I don't know why OKC didn't get them back. I would be shocked if we can come back in this series. They have a really solid team as we tie it up 2-2. They go up 3-2, and we lose in 6. So not surprising. This team is finally on the right path though. We lose to the team that gets out of the West in the Kings, and do they win it all? They do. So we lost to the NBA champions. Can't be too mad about that. Let's keep rolling here with this progress. We did not have any picks this year, so I skipped the team player options, and we're going to bring both Kwame and Basala back. Qualifying offers is definitely going to Jaleel, but not these two other guys. So in this offseason, I'm actually going to move Capella to the Clippers for two unprotected, well actually one unprotected first and a top 5 protected first, because they have a really good player here in Lonzo Ball, Quentin Grimes, who's a solid guy, and some young guys here who are progressing, but they do not have a center to help them like pull it all together. And they could be looking for a really solid big who just does the dirty stuff, like gets you boards and puts up blocks, like it's per 36, 13 rebounds, 2 blocks a night. So I feel like they'd be willing to do this. Maybe not 2 first, maybe I'll just take 1 back to make it a bit more realistic so the value is the same here. So yeah, we're going to do this trade with the Clippers in the offseason to get off some money so I can potentially sign a better guy. All right, I renounce Sabonis's rights because he's 31 years old. He's 88 overall. He's going to be regressing because I really want to pick up Dyson Daniels here. I can bring him in on a $35 million deal for 4 years backloaded. So 35 mil for the first year, 40 for the last year. I really like him on this team around Russell, Maxey, and then Kwame Evans the 4, Basala at the 5. So hopefully he agrees to this deal. And he does. So I can actually still bring Sabonis back and I'd be going over the luxury tax, but I feel like this team is ready to compete, so I'd be willing to do it. I'm going to only give him a 2-year deal for 49.5 mil. I'll actually backload it, so getting him up to 51 or 52 mil in that second year. And then after that, I probably move on from him. So hopefully he agrees to that. Sabonis agrees to that deal. Now I just need to hope I can get Jaleel back on the qualifying offer because I won't be able to sign him to like an actual extension. So because I just signed Sabonis to a huge deal. So hopefully it works out. Please, he would be my last guy. And he accepts it. So our team this year is looking real good. 91 Maxey, who's regressing at 26 for some reason. 89 Dyson Daniels, 86 Sabonis, 85 Kwame Evans, 85 Basala, 83 D'Lo, 80 Josh Green, and then Melton and Duncan to round off the rotation. Let's sim to this 2027-28 year, which I believe is the 6th year of this rebuild. I might even do 10 if we're still rolling. Let's get this new lineup ready. Here is what our year 6 lineup looks like. D'Lo at the 1, Maxey at the 2, Daniels at the 3, Kwame Evans at the 4, and Sabonis starting 5 with Basala 6th man, Josh Green 7th man, Melton 8th man, and Jaleel Duncan rounding it off as the 9th man. We have achieved a 5-star system proficiency. I love when it happens. Can we even do it multiple times? Okay, we cannot. I got too cocky there. But yeah, this team I feel like will be great. I love how I constructed it. Let's sim this season. I will be shocked if we're not a solidified playoff team and if we don't go on a deep playoff run. 2027-28 season is about to wrap and we are a 50-win team finally. 1 game left against the Spurs here and we lose. So we go 50-32. Isaiah is your MVP. Trenton Flowers Rookie of the Year. I don't know why he's Rookie of the Year. I put in an auto-generated draft class from 2K. We get Basala as 6th man, so that is huge. You see his stats there: 18 points, 9 boards, 5 assists, a steal and a half, and 2 blocks, shooting 55-46 as a big. That is crazy. Wemby, Depoy, Koa Pete, Most Improved, and Steven Silas Coach of the Year. Here's your All-NBA first team, so none of our guys. All-NBA second with Luka on the Lakers now. So he wanted to go to LA and become a star over there, and we do not. Oh, actually, we get Dyson Daniels on All-NBA third team. So that is surprising. Honestly, we'll look at his stats in a second here. Here's your all-defensive first and all-defensive second with Dyson Daniels on there as well. So he had a great season. And we did not have any rookies. We are finally a solidified playoff team in that 5 spot. Stats on the year: Dyson Daniels came in and went crazy. 21 points, 8 boards, 5 assists, almost 2 steals and a block, shooting 50-40-75. He came in and took the team over as the leading scorer, tied with Maxey, who also had 21 points, 3 boards, 4 assists, almost a steal, shooting 50-40-90. Kwame Evans, 18 points again, 8 boards, 4 assists, 1 steal, shooting 50-40-90. Basala, we saw his crazy numbers. Great year from him. Sabonis honestly had a pretty solid year too, given that he's older on the age spectrum now, but he's still playing well for us. D'Lo has a great season: 11 points, 2 rebounds, 5 assists, shooting 47-38. Josh Green has probably one of his most efficient seasons, not from the field but from three, and his free throw actually went down too. Jaleel still progressing, 8 points, 3 assists, 49 from three, 48 almost from the 49 from the field, almost 48 from three, and 80 from the line. Then DeAnthony Melton had a much more solid season, so him coming off the bench is where he belonged, and he almost gave me a steal a night shooting efficiently. And that was it for our guys. So who do the Pelicans have in 2028? I believe this is 88 Mikey Williams, 84 Max Lewis, 86 Koa Pete, 96 Zion, and 83 Flory Vidunga. They do have a really solid team, but I feel like our team is better constructed. Game 1, we win. Game 2, we lose. Game 3, we win. Game 4, we lose. So it's a tight series. Game 5, we win. Can we get out of here in 6? We cannot. We go to a game 7. I'm going to simulate this one with Simcast just to make it a bit more intense here. And so far, it looks like we're going back and forth, even into halftime. The Pels looked like they were coming away with it, but we bring it back, and now we have the lead. We're kind of up going into the 4th. Can we pull away with it? It looks like we are, and we do pull away with a W, putting up 145 on their head. Let's see who came up big for us. Maxey and Daniels, even Bagayoka, 27 points, 9 boards, 3 steals, 3 blocks. So these 3 guys went crazy, with Kwame Evans and Sabonis playing really solid as well. Second round against the 1 seed Kings, who have 93 Isaiah, 94 Josh Giddey, Andrew Wiggins at the 3, Keegan Murray at the 4, and then Chet Sill at the 5. They are the reigning NBA champions. Do we have enough to beat them? Game 1, we win. Game 2, we lose. Game 3, we win. Game 4, we lose. Game 5, we lose. Can we make a comeback here? Game 6, we lose. So we lose in 6 in the second round this time to the Kings. Last year was in the first round. Here's your West and East MVPs. And the Kings go back to back, so we lose to the champions again with Isaiah Collier as your finals MVP. So we had the 13th pick, and I didn't realize it. My assistant GM drafted this guy, Dorell Pierce, who actually seems like a pretty decent guy. He can be knocked down from 3. This guy he picked up at 26, who's trash. And then this guy he picked up in the second round, who is also kind of trash. So I'm not going to accept these guys, but I will bring in the 13th pick, which was Dorell Pierce. Obviously, we're accepting Basala's team player option. Kwame and Jaleel are both getting qualifying offers. So I'm going to re-sign Kwame to an extension for 5 years Bird, starting at 35 mil and ending at 46.2. Then I'm going to bring Jaleel back on a 5-year Bird deal as well, but starting at 16 mil and ending at 21. So they both agreed to those offers. I'm pretty much just going to run the same team back this year, with some of my guys getting better and some of my guys getting worse, but I'll be okay with it. So yeah, as you can see here, some of our guys do get better, but Sabonis and D'Lo get worse. Jaleel gets better though. I feel like this is still a contender in the West. Let's sim to this 7th season, I believe, and hope we can keep progressing here. Same lineup as last year for this 7th season, except Basala is going to start at the 5 now, as he has outperformed Sabonis overall wise. He's an 89, Sabonis is an 84. So Sabonis is going to be 6-man with Josh Green, Melton, and Jaleel rounding off the bench again. We still have a 5-star system proficiency, even with D'Lo's overall dropping. I may look for a D'Lo trade at the trade deadline, but if we're playing really well, I'm just going to keep it as it is. So I'll either see you at the trade deadline or at the end of the season. Okay, so we started off the first 3 weeks of the season with only having 1 loss. The first 4 weeks of the season with only 2 losses. And then it just progressively got worse and worse. We're not even at the trade deadline, but I think it will be time to look for a D'Lo trade. Okay, so the Hornets are a selling team right now. And the following players they have in the trade block: 90 overall 26-year-old Brandon Miller and 88 overall 26-year-old Jaden Ivey. This Philly unprotected pick I got, I don't remember from what trade it was, is 3.5-star value. I think I would be able to load off Sabonis and D'Lo to them. D'Lo on a 2-year deal, Sabonis on a 1-year. Maybe they could sign him, trade him for less money. But the main thing that they would want here is this unprotected Philly pick. I honestly feel like I should give them like another first round pick back as well, just to kind of make it more realistic or make the value better for them. Both of these guys though are on the trading block for them. Like they want to get rid of them. They want to just go full rebuild mode, I guess, with Amen Thompson here and some of these younger guys they have, and bring in new younger guys. So we'll see if the Hornets agree to this trade a bit before the trade deadline. And they do, so we make a huge trade here to upgrade our roster. With that trade, we no longer have a backup center, which was what Sabonis is playing. So I'm going to trade Josh Green, who's on the last year of his deal, and a second round pick to the Celtics for Christian Koloko to run my backup center, and then this guy just to make the salary work. And let's see if they agree. They do. So here is what our new 9-man rotation is looking like. 89 Ivy at the 1, 92 Maxey at the 2, 90 Dyson Daniels at the 3, 88 Kwame Evans at the 4, which honestly, actually Brandon Miller's tired, so I'll keep him off the bench. 89 Basala at the 5 with 90 Brandon Miller coming off the bench. And then D'Anthony Melton, Jaleel Duncan, and Christian Koloko rounding off the rotation. So we have 3 90s, probably going to be 5 90s, honestly. Maybe even 6 if Ivy keeps progressing. This team is nasty. We obviously still have a 5-star system proficiency. If this team is not the favorite for the champion this year, I will be shocked if we don't even make it to a conference finals. Let's sim there. 2028-29 season is about to wrap. We're 52-29 with 1 game left against OKC, and we lose. So 52-30. Scoot is your MVP. This guy Rookie of the Year. This guy 6-man. Wemby, Depoy, Marco Jackson, Most Improved, Jack Vaughn, Coach of the Year. Here is your All-NBA first team. All-NBA second looking like this, and All-NBA third looking like this. So we get Basala Bagayoko on there. That's huge. Here's your all-defensive first and all-defensive second with Basala on there as well. And then I don't think we'd have any rookies. We're a 5 seed again with that record, which is kind of shocking to me. Yeah, the West is stacked. 5-1 are all 50-win teams, whereas in the East, only the top 3 are 50-plus win teams. I'm honestly shocked we had an All-NBA guy with how many good guys we have on this team. Kwame Evans, insane year, 20 points, 8 boards, 4 assists, 1 steal, 50, 40, 90. Basala, All-NBA guy, 20 points, 10 boards, 5 assists, almost 2 steals and 2 blocks, shooting 54-40. Brandon Miller, great year for us. Actually, we got to go to split stats to see if he played better here or over there. So his points came down. His rebounds were the same though. His assists came down, and his efficiency actually went down too, so that's not the best, but he's still a really good player. Jaden Ivey as well, got to look at his splits. So his points came down, his rebounds came down, and his assists surprisingly came down too, as the starting point guard with all these guys he has around him, and his efficiency came down too. Maxey still playing great, 19 points, 3 rebounds, 5 assists, 1 steal, shooting 50, 40, 90. Dyson Daniels still playing great, 17 points, 6 boards, 5 assists, 2 steals almost, shooting 47, 40, 86. Jaleel Duncan still improving for me off the bench, 10 points, 2 boards, 4 assists, 50, 47, 86. So he's almost 50, 40, 90. Then Melton is a sharpshooter for me off the bench, which is great that I've been able to develop him into that these past couple years. And Koloko, if we go to his split stats, he doesn't really matter. He's just kind of off the bench here. Might not even play in the playoffs, but he still played pretty solid for me. So round 1 against the Suns, what is their team looking like this year? 84, 88, 86, 86, 86, with guys I know, Jalen Hood, Jet Howard, and Walker Kessler. So we should have an easy time here. We should be the higher seed, honestly, as we lose game 1. We lose game 2. I just shortened the rotation a bit. Hopefully it helps. As we win game 3, we lose game 4. Dude, no way. We win game 5. Can we make a comeback here? Game 6. Wow. I am shocked that we did not get out of the first round with this team. There's your West MVP. East MVP is Cam Whitmore. And your champions are the Rockets with Jalen Green as your finals MVP. So this probably will turn into an almost 10-year rebuild if we can't win it in this next season here. I think we're finally in the year where the Nets get my pick. So actually it's good that they traded the 2029 pick and not those earlier picks, because now in 2029 we're good, and back then we were bad and we got those lottery picks. That Philly pick I traded to the Hornets actually ended up being 5-2, so I'll take it for what we got back. We had no rookies this year. Maxey declined his player option, so I am gonna have to bring him back, and hopefully I have the money to. Basala, I'm gonna give him his qualifying. I'm gonna have to sign him to a huge extension here, as he's now an all-NBA guy. I'm gonna try to bring Maxey back on a 5-year bird deal starting at 41.5, ending at around 54.5, so he agrees to that. Then I'm actually gonna give Basala Bagayoko the exact same offer, or the exact same deal I just offered to Maxey, and I actually don't have the money to. So yeah, if you look at the salary situation here, I have given too many guys way too much money, even though the salary cap has been increasing every year, and by this point it's probably huge. The guy I'd be most willing to get rid of here to bring back Basala is Brandon Miller, though, as I have Kwame Evans, who's progressing and he's 3 years younger. So I'm going to look for a Brandon Miller trade. So I'm going to offload Brandon Miller to the Bulls for this young guy, Fred Baxter, who was the 19th overall pick and hasn't gotten playing time yet. 2 unprotected firsts, and then this also young guy who's the 23rd overall pick that hasn't got playing time yet. And I'd be shocked if they don't agree to this. They're not interested. What if I just do it for Fred and these 2 firsts? They agree. So Basala actually got a contract offer from the Bulls. I am definitely going to match that though, and I'm able to do that. Then we're going to bring Melton back on a 2-year flat deal to come off the bench because he's been solid. He agrees to that. Then I'm just going to bring Kessler Edwards in on a 3-year flat deal for 4.5 mil to be my backup power forward. All right, player progression. We lost a big piece in Brandon Miller, but I honestly think it's okay because I'll be shocked if Kwame Evans doesn't go up to a 90 here. And he does go up to a 90. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 90s with Jaden Ivey on the cusp there. And then 370, high 70s that are going to round off the rotation. I think this next year will definitely be the year we can make that push with all these guys being able to play together. Let's get the lineup ready. Here's what our 9-man lineup is looking like for this 8th year. Ivy at the 1, Maxey at the 2, Daniels at the 3, Kwame at the 4, Basala at the 5. With Jaleel 6th man, Koloko 7th man, Melton 8th man, and Kessler Edwards 9th man. So the bench overall wise doesn't look too good, but all 4 guys are actually really solid. Like if you look at their numbers, they shoot really efficiently, play good defense, and just are really good all-around players. We're still a 5-star system proficiency. Hopefully this 8th year is finally the year we can make that push. We are finally here. Season is about to wrap. We're 62-19 with 1 game left against the Hawks, and we win. So 63-19. Basala Bagayoko is your MVP. 24 points, 12 boards, 6 assists, 2 steals, 2 blocks, 53, 44, 75. Insane. Here's your rookie of the year, 6th man. Wemby is your depoy. This guy is your most improved. And there's actually a team better than us, so that's kind of scary. Yeah, Luka is still getting all NBA teams on the Lakers, but they're not competing, so I'm happy with my all NBA first guy here in Basala. Here's your all NBA 2nd, and here's your all NBA 3rd. All defensive first, looking like this, so no Basala on there. But we do get him on 2nd, all defensive 2nd, and Dyson Daniels on all defensive 2nd team, and we would not have any rookies. So the Suns are actually the 1 seed with their 66 win teams, and we're the 2 seed. You saw Basala's stats. Maxey 20 points, 3 boards, 4 assists, 1 steal, 50, 40, 90. Kwame Evans 19 points, 9 boards, 4 assists, 1 steal, 50, 40, 90. Jaden Ivey 18 points, 4 rebounds, 7 assists now with a true steal a night, shooting 47, 36, 80. Dyson Daniels 16 points, 6 boards, 5 assists, almost 2 steals, 45, 40, 80. Jaleel Duncan stepping up again, 13 points, 3 rebounds, 5 assists, true 1 steal, 47, 44, 85. Koloko off the bench giving me a block a night. Melton off the bench shooting 40 from 3, giving me almost a steal. Kessler Edwards off the bench giving me 43 from 3. Like, this team is just nasty. And who do we get in the first round? The Lakers with the Luka Revenge Series. So they have 98 Luka, 81, 85 Isaac Okoro, 97 Mobley, and an 80 Kirk Roy. Honestly, I'm surprised they're a 7 seed. Please tell me we get out of here. Game 1, we lose. Game 2, we need to make a comeback here, man. Game 3, we win. Game 4, we win. Game 5, we win. Can we get out of here? We win. So, oh my God. I was going to get so annoyed there if we lost in the first round. Second round against the Jazz, who have a 92 Terquavion Smith, 90 Isaiah Elohim, 85, 87 Gregory Jackson, and a 78 at the center. So Basal is going to cook here. Game 1, we lose. Game 2, we win. Game 3, we win. Game 4, we win. Game 5, we lose. Game 6, we win. So we get out of there in 6 to go against the 1-seeded Suns in the Western Conference Finals, who have 95 Isaiah Collier, 86 Jalen Suggs, 90 AJ DeBansa, 91 Cooper Flagg, and 86 Walker Kessler. So honestly, a really solid team, but I feel like mine is better. Can we pull the upset here? Game 1, we lose. Game 2, we lose. Game 3, we lose. Dude, we need to do what has never been done in NBA history, and we get swept in the conference finals as the Suns and the Pacers are in the finals. So we're going to do two, and we lost to the NBA champions though, so I guess it's somewhat okay. We're going to do 2 more years here to make it a true 10-year rebuild. I'll be shocked if we can't get a single championship win here. So we had a late pick in the first round. I didn't really care about it. My assistant GM picked up this guy, Edmund Posey. I'll accept him just to have that asset. Team player options. I'm going to accept Darrell Pierce, this point guard I got. His inside scoring is so bad, but honestly, he's not really a solid guy. Maybe I'll use him in a trade to upgrade elsewhere. So we're going to accept him. Qualifying offers. I'm not going to give it to this Johnny Law guy because he just doesn't have very good grades, as you can see. And now we head into free agency. So I do have to bring Jaden Ivey back. I'm going to give him a 5-year deal, Bird, starting at 40 mil and ending at 52.8. He agrees to that. I'm going to bring in Ty Washington on a 3-year deal for 6 mil backloaded, ending at around 6.6. He agrees to that. Then I'm going to trade these 2 prospects I have here and a future first for Gregory Steele to be my backup center, and this other young guy here just for salary filler, and they agreed to that. So I feel like this roster is ready to compete for these next 2 years and hopefully get us a championship. Let's see how this player progression is looking like though, because some of these guys are going to be getting older here, as we have Basala, Dyson, Kwame, and Jaden Ivey all going up. Ty Washington goes down though, and so does DeAnthony Melton, but that's okay because I can just take him out of the rotation if I have to. I have the guys that can play. So we have 5 90s, bro. If we cannot win a championship with 5 90s, I don't know what else I have to do. Here's our lineup for this 9th season, I believe. Same starting 5 as last year with all 5 of our 90s in there. Then the bench, Jaleel Duncan 6th man, Ty 7th man, Gregory Steele 8th man, and Melton as a 9th man. Like, I could upgrade this bench, but if you look at these guys' numbers, it's same as last year. Like, everyone plays well and puts up good stats. So I don't think the overall should really matter here. If we go to the system proficiency, I'm pretty sure it's still going to be 5 stars. It is. Let's sim this 9th year and hope for a better result in the playoffs. Season is wrapped. We have Basala Bagayoka going back-to-back MVPs and just putting up insane numbers. He is like a god center of this generation. He was a rookie of the year, 6th man. Wemby Depoy on Philly now. This guy most improved. And we still don't get Coach of the Year. Rashard Lewis in Phoenix, I believe, is just going crazy. Luka still All-NBA first, but we have another All-NBA first guy ourselves. Here's your All-NBA second with 2 Cavs on there, and All-NBA third looking like this. Here's your All-Defensive first with no Basala, but we do get him on All-Defensive second team, and we would not have any rookies again. Same as last year, the Suns are the 1 seed and we are the 2 seed. I'm not going to show the stats for these last 2 years because everyone's pretty much just staying the same except for Basala, who's been going off every year. And I've been filming this for like 3 hours already, which usually it takes me like an hour and a half. But here we have the Jazz in the first round. We have a really solid 1 to 4, honestly, but then their 5 is really weak. And we have an MVP at the 5 to cook him. So game 1, we win. Game 2, we win. Game 3, we win. Game 4, we sweep them. To go to the second round against Portland, who has 95 Bronny James, 85 LZ, 92 Isaiah Evans, and their 4 and 5 are weak. So we should be able to cook them there. Game 1, we win. Game 2, we lose. Game 3, we lose. Game 4, dude, don't do this, man. We have to make a 3-1 comeback. and we cannot. I do not get it, bro. The Suns make it out again, and I think it's the same finals as last year, but the Pacers win this time with Xavier Booker as your finals MVP. So there's one more year left of this rebuild until it will have been 10 years or 10 championships since I started doing the rebuild. Here are the rookies we got. I'll just accept this guy, but not my second round pick because he doesn't really matter. Team player options, I'm going to give it to all these guys. I honestly forgot I had Darrell Pierce. Maybe I could use him in a trade to get some more 80 overalls off my bench, because I feel like that's probably what the problem is. We're not going to give the qualifying to these two guys. So I have to bring Dyson Daniels back. I'm going to give him the same offer I've been giving all the other guys, 41.5 for 5 years, Bird, and I actually can't sign him. If I go through here, there's really, like, I wouldn't be willing to trade any of these 5 guys here. So I guess I'm just going to have to renounce Dyson Daniels and try to fill in that spot elsewhere. This is definitely a huge downgrade, but I'm going to bring in this guy David Roddy to replace Dyson Daniels. He obviously agrees. In this offseason, I'm going to offload all 3 of these prospects I have, because I'm not going to use them for this guy Brevin Boyd, who could honestly be a backup center for me if I don't like how the other guy's playing, but I may just not play him. The main piece here is Josh Christopher to be a solid shooting guard off the bench, so they agree. I feel like I would have 10 guys I would play now for this last season, so let's sim to this player progression, see how everyone's looking like, see if we still have all these 90 overalls or if anyone is going to fall off a cliff here. We still have 1, 2, 3, 4 90s, so good to see that. We have 2 80s now and 2 guys or 3 guys on the brink of an 80. Time to sim to this last season, get the last lineup ready, and hope that like I can finally get a championship. I've been on such a cold streak. Here is the last lineup, same starting 5 as last year, except Jaleel is going to get a chance now at that starting small forward spot with Josh Christopher 6th man, Gregory Steele 7th man, Ty 8th man, David Roddy 9th man, and Brevin Boyd, the other guy I picked up in the trade, as the 10th man. Still have 5-star system proficiency, but clearly it has not mattered much. Hopefully this is finally the year, man. Like, I don't know what else I have to do. Last season is about to wrap. We slightly fall off under 60 wins, but we're still 56-25 with 1 game left against the Hornets, and we win. So 57-25. Wemby is now MVP. This guy rookie of the year. Trenton Flowers 6th man. Wemby Depoy, this guy most improved. And Rashard Lewis on the Suns, I'm pretty sure. They're just insane. 70-win team. Here is your all NBA first, so no more Basala on there, but we do get him on all NBA second, and that is it for our guys. We do not get an all NBA first or all defensive first, but we get Basala all defensive second, and we would not have any rookies. We drop 1 seed this time to the 3 seed. There's nothing really crazy that stands out in these stats except Jaleel Duncan. If you want to see, he very much improved in the starting lineup. 16 points, 4 rebounds, almost 8 assists, 2 steals, shooting almost 50-40-90 after a year like last year. So he had 6 more points, 1 more rebound, 3 more assists, and just shot way more efficiently. So round 1 against Memphis. Let's see who they have here now. They do not have Ja anymore, but they have 3 90s from their 1 to 3, then an 89 and an 80. We also have 3 90s though. We actually have 4 of them, so hopefully it's enough. Game 1 we win, game 2 we lose, game 3 we win, game 4 we win, game 5 we win. So we get out of there in 5 games to go against Portland now, who's the 2 seed. They will have also 3 90s from their 1 to 3, then an 81 and a 79. Hopefully this is the upset. Game 1 we win, game 2 we lose, game 3 we lose, game 4 we lose, game 5 we win, game 6 can we make a comeback? We can. Now game 7 simulated. Oh wait, well, I don't know what I just did there. Game 7 simulated with Simcast. I need that Simcast luck here. It's really back and forth, still back and forth going into the half, but they're kind of pulling away with it. Can we come back a bit here? It does not look like it, as the Portland Trailblazers pull away with it in the Western Conference semifinals. And the Suns and Pacers, again, 3 years in a row. This is like Warriors and Cavs from the 2010s to 2020, as the Suns win it in 4. So yeah, if we take a look here, this is the year that already happened. This hasn't happened yet. So this is 1 championship, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 championships through this rebuild, and we could not get to the finals once. I swear 2K is cheesing me. Like 2K probably knows I'm filming these rebuilds now and just screw me over. Cause tell me how I'm rebuilding the Mavericks. Kyrie decides to leave. Christian Wood doesn't re-sign with me and signs back with the Pistons. And then I gotta go through this whole process of doing a complete rebuild. And I get a team with 590s and a bunch of really good bench guys, and I still can't compete. Like I can't get to the conference finals, or I think I got to the conference finals. I can't get to the NBA finals or win a championship. This team would probably still be competitive in the playoffs for like another 5 years, but like I've already filmed a 10-year rebuild. I feel like doing any more is too much, so I'm just gonna take this L. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like, comment down below what you thought, subscribe so you don't miss another video. I post 3 times a week. I don't know what I gotta do to get out of this cold streak here. I honestly thought today was gonna be the day with the team I put together, but I guess not. Hope everyone's doing well. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.